I can film. Trash Talking Radio Tuesday night. And where are we? We're missing. We're missing an action. Hold on. We're here somewhere. Hey, there we are. Now, if I could just find my headset. Somewhere amongst this. There's got to be a wire here that doesn't go to anything. If it does. You can talk a while so I can look for my headset. I don't know what I did with it.
Being producer, host, and technician all afternoon.
Yeah, well, you know me. I don't like to do just one thing.
Multitasking.
I would like to do one thing. Oh, there it is. Jeez, it's right in front of me. All right, now we're back. I think we're back. I don't know. I think we're back. We might be back. I don't know. Let's see if we're broadcasting anywhere in particular. See if we can get a stream somewhere here that says it's live. Okay, I don't. Oh! Guess what? We are live. Huh. Now the question is.
We are live.
The question is, does my sister know where we are? That's the question. So, yeah, we might be alone. I think we're alone now. Anyway, let's see. All right, let's see here. Talk, check 1, 2. Okay, we're there. Go ahead and talk once.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2.
Oh, you're loud. Ooh, you're a loud guy today. Okay. Oh, I need the other control. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Ooh, almost did something really bad. Would have been really bad if I turned it off so that you were not here. Not that you were not here, that neither of us are here. But if I clicked that one box, you would have disappeared, and I didn't want you to disappear because I want you to suffer with me. Okay, talk again just so I can check your levels here.
Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check.
Yeah, you're coming in really loud. Where are you coming in at? Keep talking.
Well, across my news feed, Disney and ABC has canceled Jimmy Kimmel.
Yes.
For his remarks and his monologue on Monday night.
Well, you got to be held accountable for yourself. There's a lot of people that are idiots. He is one of them. Who was the other? There were a couple people that just sounded so bad with their asinine remarks. So, sometimes you deserve it. I hate to say that, but it's true.
Well, yeah.
It's crazy. Okay, now let me see. Where's our other page? There's our page. There we go. I can. Okay, we're open both places. All right, now we gotta get a hold of and let her know that we're back in case she isn't there anymore, or if she is still there. Oh, it helps if I use the right keyboard. Okay. Now, how do I figure this out? I guess I just do this. Copy and paste. I'd like to know that something's working anyway. All right, there. Now, she's our number one fan, It's good to know that somebody likes us. It's not Facebook doesn't like us necessarily. Okay, so yeah, Kimmel got the axe, but people like him will bounce back. But it's just stupid that he even anybody that makes a joke, any kind of joke related to death. The guy got killed for speaking his mind, for being opinionated. That's why I never get involved in these things, because you can't trust anyone to. You never know who's going to go ballistic, who's going to. All of a sudden, you said one thing that they don't agree on, and they're going to kill you. I mean, and that kid. I would rather die than sit in jail for the rest of my life. I mean, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a crazy guy because I don't like being locked up. But he's got free food and all that for the rest of his life. So, which may be short if they give him the death penalty. So, and that's something I would say that I would want that versus sitting in jail for the rest of my life. Maybe not. No, I don't think so. I value my life too much. So I don't know. What about you? What would you choose?
If I was given the choice between firing the squad and sitting and riding in jail for the rest of my life, I think I'd choose the firing the squad.
Yeah, I mean that would be really. I maybe. I mean, some people flourish in jail. I don't know, but
Well,
he's like 21, right? He's like really young.
he's 22, and in my case, I'm going to change my mind because in my case, there's a lot of ministry that can be done in jail.
Yeah, there you go.
But
how'd you get in jail anyway? In the
it would
first
be a
place?
long time, 22, and he's going to serve the rest of his life.
So
It's a long time.
my question now is, what did you do to go to jail for life? Probably was a co-host on this show, and that caused you to get a life sentence. It seems like it
Yeah.
sometimes.
Caused me to get death threats.
Yeah, I'm sure. For me, because if you don't get this system working, oh man. Anyway, all right, let's move on. I got on the screen our card for next week or this weekend, Saturday. This is our first show at the new building and the new business, and boy, I'm telling you, it's moving in on me. And the thing is, you know what really is funny is that there was a guy that gave a speech identically to what I was planning on giving to this weekend, and that really irritates me. I wanted to give that speech. Now I don't feel I can give that speech because it's going to come off like I stole his speech. Uh, I was going to thank everybody for coming to the building and tell them that the whole story about the business and stuff, and that's kind of what this guy gave this week. This that I watched on what was I watching? I don't even know what I was watching. Some wrestling show or some part of a wrestling show, and that's what they did. They gave a speech kind of identically for thanking everyone for supporting and the vision that we have, which is ironically the same vision this other guy had, except that he's going to be claimed to have had it first because his show was first, and I didn't. I shouldn't have watched it because now I'm having second thoughts on what speech I'm going to give. So anyway, all right. So let's see. Well, let's move on, and we'll. Now, did we finish your story then? Or yeah, we just did. Okay, yeah, we did. All right. Um, you want to continue, or should I go?
I got time sensitive stuff, and you got time sensitive stuff. So why don't you go first? And then
I don't have a lot that's time sensitive. I don't think. Some of it's time sensitive. The one thing I do have, and I think I figured out by the way why this computer's acting up. I just looked while I was going through this. This has two hard drives, the boot drive, and then it's got another drive. Apparently, everything I put, or for some reason, everything, you know how everything goes to drive C. Well, apparently my drive C is full, so I think I'm going to clean off drive C. It may give us some more, or because if you notice, the things just recently started happening. So I think that my drive C is got no room for buffering. So that could be a serious issue. Uh, I think one thing I might do is I have another SSD drive that's bigger. I might just put that in, but I'd have to copy the drive and all that stuff. I won't be able to do that till who knows when, but I could possibly clean part of the stuff off of that drive. I got to go through and figure out what's on there and how hard it would be to move over. So, all right, I'll knock out some quick ones here. That's not time sensitive. That's not time. Well, this is kind of important. Do you know Angel Studios? Do you know who they are?
I've heard of them, but I really don't know much about it.
Okay, well, they do things like talk about. They talk in their. They put out a movie about 2 years ago about child trafficking, and they do stuff that like that. Anyway, they have just gone public. So that's kind of exciting that they are no longer going to have to fund it all themselves because they will now be uh, basically a corporation that, you know, I don't know, a non. I don't know if they're nonprofit or not, but they did it's 2023. They did Sound of Freedom, which was about kids that were a true story about a guy who went in there and saved a bunch of these kids from child trafficking, and really a great story. If you haven't seen it, I suggest checking it out. It's very scary what he had to do to get to say he was just trying to save one child. Then he realized there were a bunch of children, and instead of just saving the one, he went back on his own and he saved them all. And really, that guy. I mean, if there is a rock star, that would be one. Someone who will go and he put his family at risk uh, and himself at risk to save people we didn't even know. That's a true hero. There's a story about. I could say that one. That's not. That's not time sensitive. That's. We just make sure we didn't crash yet. Nope, we didn't. Okay, good. I'm all paranoid now. I'm afraid something's gonna go at any time now. Giorgio Armani. Do you know who he is?
No.
He's an Italian designer. He died September 4th at the age of 91. This guy makes all kinds of bags and fashion stuff, you know. Anyway, he instructs his heirs to sell the empire and keep the money. I think I wish my dad would have done that, except he didn't have any money, so I guess he couldn't sell anything. No one was going to buy his old junky cars and stuff. But, that's not well, that's weird. That's not really what the article was supposed to be. Oh, all right. Well, that's fun. Let's try here. Let's try this. See if this works. I really hate when they don't come up the way they're supposed to. Come on. There we go. All right. The late Italian fashion designer Giorgio Armani instructs. If you ever heard of an Armani suit, it's that guy.
Sure, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I have a whole closet full of his collection. So.
I just donated all mine. They don't really, fit my style.
So there's going to be homeless people in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania wearing a medicine.
Well, you do what you got to do. After a lifetime of spurning to would-be suitors, the late designer Giorgio Armani instructed his heirs to sell an initial 15% minority stake in his vast fashion empire. He gave 40% of control of his business to his lifelong collaborator and head of menswear, Leo Del Orco, and another 15% to Silvia Armani, the head of women's wear, and nephew Andrea Camarana, I believe is right. According to the business, will be posted online Friday by the Italian duty La Repubblica. The Armani Foundation, which he established in 2016, as a succession vehicle, will be controlling the remaining 30%. Armani is one of the most recognizable names in Italian fashion. He died on September 4th at 91. 2 wills, one for his business empire, the other for his private property, were deposited with the Italian tax authorities on Thursday and widely reported by the Italian media Friday. So, I'm going to check to see. I think I've got to be somehow related to him so that I get a piece of that. I mean, after all, what's more Italian than trash? It's funny. This weekend, I don't know if I told you what I did this weekend. I tell you what I did this weekend?
No.
Okay. So I was planning on doing stuff around here because I knew Christine was going to be going away for a week, and I wanted to make sure all my proverbial ducks were in a row. So At the last minute, my partner said, "Hey, Ann's back. Hey, Ann, I'm glad you found us." Anyway, so on the way, so I was hopeful I was going to be at home, and so I get this uh, thing from my partner saying, "We need you to," because we were supposed to go pick up a second ring this weekend. They said, "We need you to not pick up that ring." I said, "Well, that sounds good to me. don't don't threaten me with a good time, you know." They said, "We need you to go to the Irish festival in New Jersey, which is in Mount Holly, New Jersey, which is where our school is, ironically, and give out some flyers." And I thought, lifting heavy stuff and putting it into a truck and unloading it, or sitting on my butt in the sun and giving out flyers. That's a real tough one.
Hmm.
Well,
And you fretted over this for how long?
I don't know, probably 30 seconds. Actually, I fretted over a little bit longer than that because I knew that we were shorted with help to load the truck. But they asked me to do it. I said, okay, as president, I think I should do whatever I need to do to get the job done. So I went there, and I didn't have any. It was a beautiful day. I mean, it wasn't too hot, wasn't cold, but I had no shelter from the sun. And as you might, or you probably can't tell, but I'm starting to peel. And this is a week before my photo shoot, so this is sucky. But so I sat there and I waited for people, and as they came around, I asked, "Are you a wrestling fan?" Because they'd look at my belts and they'd say, "Oh, nice." That was a great opening line. You're a wrestling fan? Let me tell you about. And nobody knew that that school existed, and we were a mile, maybe a mile and a half from the place that this was at. So a lot of people now know that this school exists, and we got a bunch of sales. I don't know if they were because of me being there or not, but we didn't have a lot of sales before, but we've been advertising the thing like crazy on Facebook. But it's just ironic that after I'm at that, we had sales. Um, this weekend is really a big weekend for us, and I'm really hoping we can pull this off. So that is a big deal. If we pull this off the way we should, that would, I would like to see us get 100. I'd be happy with 100 people. That's not a big amount, but for a first show in a place where nobody knows us, that could be actually very big for us. Now, if we do better than that, that's cool. But we'll see. And so that's anyway. So I get there. I did that. I took some pictures. It was a really cool. I took a picture for Facebook. I said, "What's more Irish than this dog?" It was an Irish Wolfhound, and he was a huge, big, looked like a horse. It was really cool though. He was really friendly. There were lots of dogs there. I wish my dogs were there. They would love that. But I spent the day in what I did was I went down to New Jersey on Friday night and stayed at my partner's house, and he and his wife just said, "You could sleep in there, or you could sleep in here." I said, "I'll sleep on the couch." They had a really ever see one of those couches with the it's just like a giant bed. That's how I slept. I slept on this giant bed. It was really nice, really cool. So that was pretty fun. And then I went to I had to go back to the school to drop off uh, the um, the table I used and stuff like that. And when I went to the school, the truck was there from the ring, and they were just unloading the ring. So I spent the next hour or so helping with the ring. So I got to do both of them. Aren't I lucky? Uh, it was fun though. But you do what you got to do, and that's it. I mean, there's no whining, no complaining. Just you do it. And the nice thing is the ring that we got is a lot nicer than our existing ring, and it's built a little bit better, a little bit taller, uh, and a lot safer. So we have a ring to go and a ring to stay. So if we book something outside of the place, we have our own ring that we can take to there if we need to. So that's done and out of the way for now. Anyway, the ticket sales are fun. It's getting to the point where it's do or die. I mean, we got to do this thing the way we want it to because that's what we've been pushing. Now we can see if it pays off. And then we have a show in a couple weeks in Philly outside in a rec area. It's a community center. They have a tennis courts outside. We're going to set up on their tennis courts. So that's going to be our second show. It's interesting. I mean, it's all coming together, and it's hopefully going to work the way we want it to. All right, let me look to see what else we got here that's time sensitive. That's not. Oh, here's this is time sensitive. You said you would like to move back to Harrisburg, or you'd like to move back to Pennsylvania. I got your house for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here it is. The house from The Conjuring. How would you like to sleep in that house? Actually, it's in Rhode Island. This one's in Rhode Island, but they have one in PA too. They have a bunch of. I mean, this was owned. It says here the Bernalville, Rhode Island farmhouse that was previously owned by the Perrin family is officially headed for auction. That's to me. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want a house that I don't see. I don't believe in that it can be haunted. So I don't know why I'd be so weirded out by that, but I don't know. It's I mean, you believe in that things can be haunted, right?
Not by ghosts, but there can be demons, but even though I wouldn't fear it, it's just weird.
Yeah.
It just would be weird to be there.
Yeah. It's weird. I can't imagine. I mean, there's people that believe in all that stuff. I don't know. I just think that they've got a good sense of, or I don't know, good imagination. But they expect that to. It says here that the home that inspired one of the scariest movie franchises of all time is officially headed for auction, and it's only fitting that bidding starts at the spookiest day of the year. Guess when it starts? Halloween. And somebody's going to buy it just because of the movie, not because they think it's a cool place. But I don't know. I can't imagine. The thing is that people will go there because they think they're visiting this famous house. And even though you're not wanting to use it for that, people want to go see it just because it's a landmark. I don't know. I have a story that's for my sister specifically. What is the world's tallest sunflower?
No idea.
Just take a guess, a wild guess.
6 feet.
It is the world's tallest, believe it or not, is 3 stories high.
3 stories high.
That is unbelievable. 3 stories high. That's a big sunflower. And they have they have that thing to come up in. Why? That's a freaking big sunflower. Hey, I see a puppy here. What you doing there? You have to pound on the trash can. What you doing, puppy? We got Cheyenne here. I think I got something I can give her. Don't tell your brother this. I'm giving this to you. There you go. All right. So that's kind of cool. I don't know what you would do with a sunflower that big, but I think it's really neat. I wonder how big it is on top. Like, is it a giant sunflower on top? Because usually my sister has big ones. She had a 7 or 8 foot one, and that one was really cool. This one, I don't even know how far that is. That's does it say? 35 feet. Oh, you did. She guessed 35 feet. Huh. Well, maybe not guessed. She probably knew. Yeah, I've seen hers. Hers are 10 to 12 feet tall, and I thought, wow, that's pretty big. This is 3 times that. That's crazy. I'd be afraid of, you know, because with those, once they get to a certain height, all the top part is really heavy and it's pulling down on it. But it's nicknamed Clover. The skyscraping sunflower was nurtured by Alex Babich of USA. Wait, it says USA B Ukraine. I don't know what that means. Landscape gardener, seed seller, and outdoor gear designer, along with some green-fingered support from his family. So that's kind of funny. And it's kind of big. So almost double the height of the iconic statue of Abraham Lincoln. So there you go. If you want something to give Abraham Lincoln, give him something bigger than himself. I just think it's funny. Oh, there's a video of it. Okay, now we can see it on video. Turn off the sound or else we're going to there we go. Turn off the sound. That's crazy. Look how big it is.
That is big.
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, think of how much money you had to have for the scaffolding. You know, for a $10 flower, you spend like you know, $5,000 for the scaffolding to keep it up.
I bet you it's more than that.
Probably, yeah. And it's not really as big as I thought it would be as far as the top of it. I thought it would be. Oh, it's Indiana. Okay. See, she knows this better than I do. That's crazy. Anyway, she put some pretty big ones together. So I thought I didn't think they would get to that size. I mean, that's crazy size. But you know, I thought I would surprise her, but she already knew about it. Okay, some quick stuff about various things that happened. Sean Astin is a new SAG-AFTRA president. He is going to take over for Fran Drescher. Fran Drescher has been the SAG-AFTRA president for last couple times. She's the nanny, if you remember that lady with the annoying voice. Well,
yes,
she made something of herself. Let's see here. Steve Colbert wins Outstanding Talk Series after cancellation. So he was canceled on September. I don't know. The award came out September 14th, so I don't know when he was canceled. The morning show.
But he still has a show.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's a comedy though now, I guess, right? His new show is like some kind of serious comedy show or something. I don't know. I forget what happened because I accidentally deleted it. Hulk Hogan's ex-wife criticizes the Emmys in memoriam. They did not mention Hogan dying. She kind of was upset about that. It's funny that his ex-wife said something, but his regular wife didn't say anything. Robert Redford dies. I have a memorial for him. Paula Shaw dies. I don't know much about Paula Shaw, but she was in movies like Freddy vs. Jason. She was 84. Paramount is preparing to take over Warner Brothers Discovery Network. That's a pretty big network. I was really surprised that they were taking that over. But, you know, Warner Brothers stuff is pretty good, but I think they want to trim the fat and get their liabilities down. Kirsten Dunst says no to Bring It On sequel. So there was a Bring It On show that was, I don't know, that was like 15, 20 years ago when she was in that. It was I think it was about cheerleading or something like that. I don't see why you would make a sequel this many years after that, but you know. Let's see here. I don't care about any of that, so we'll kill that. Just running through. It's funny because I tried a new thing to come up with quick stories in case I get back. Okay, so they had a movie many years ago called Anaconda. Now Jack Black and Paul Rudd are going to be redoing Anaconda. I don't know how they're going to redo it, if they're going to make it more of a comedy or what. That'll be interesting. Mary McDonnell is going to joining the MCU, the Marvel uh, universe, and she did Dances with Wolves, Donnie Darko. She's going to be appearing in the upcoming thriller 1 Second After. I don't know what that is. I don't know if I talked about this before or not, but John Cena's Peacemaker is on season 2. Hi, stop knocking your tail against that. Lay down. Let's see here. Conjuring. By the way, The Conjuring had another great week at the box office. There's going to be a sequel to Super Mario Galaxy movie. And let's see here. Then we got Netflix is going to have a spinoff to Wednesday. It's going to be called Thursday. No, it's not. It's going to be based on Uncle Fester. That would be cool. I'd watch that.
Yeah, well, I'm watching Wednesday, so
I got to catch up on season 2 because I haven't even started watching season 2 yet. And Shoot 'em Up.
It's a little darker and it's less of a comedy and a little darker than the first season.
I'm not sure why they did that, but hey, I know somebody I want to see it for. I know people that are in it this time. There's a movie called Zombie Plane coming. It's an action comedy featuring zombies on a chaotic flight. And it includes, this is the cast: Chuck Norris, Ice-T, Sir Bob Geldof. That's going to be a weird movie. So that's coming out. Let's see here. That's the end of that. We'll scroll down here, see if I got all my stuff. Other than the RIPs, that's the most of the entertainment that I have. So the floor is yours.
All right. Well, mine's entitled "The Evil in the World Today."
Oh, wow. We have a title for it.
It's kind of on the serious side because there's some serious things happening.
Yes, there is.
So we're going to start with the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Okay.
30 people or 37 people have been fired or put on leave so far because of remarks
Good.
that have been made. These are some of the companies that have acted against those people. American Airlines, NASDAQ,
wow.
Washington Post, Office Depot, the Carolina Panthers, Children's Healthcare Atlanta, University of Miami Health System, the Joe Burrow Foundation. It's big out here in Cincinnati because he's our star quarterback.
Okay.
And he has a foundation because he's making $250-some million for 5 years.
Wow.
So he has a foundation. And a judge, a municipal judge, made some horrible comments. A judge
really
made horrible comments about the killing of Charlie Kirk. So he barely booted him off his board. And of course, we already talked about it, but ABC, Jimmy Kimmel, was canceled. Now, the National Football League allowed its teams to have a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk. And here's a list of the teams that refused to do it.
Yeah.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, and Indianapolis Colts.
Wow. That's crazy. Even if
now, the reason why that's significant is that I want to make a point here.
Okay.
There's free speech in this country.
Yes.
And these teams are being criticized for not having a moment of silence. That's so right. They're individual businesses. Yeah. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, it shows what kind of people they are. I mean, even if you don't believe in, the thing is, how can you justify, even regardless of what your beliefs are, how can you justify the shooting down of a person because of an opinion of his. We're not in the ice ages. We're supposed to be people that are somewhat civilized. I would respect what everybody has to say, even though I don't agree with it. Um, I don't. I mean, if,
you don't kill somebody for it.
yeah, if you disagree, that's fine. Disagree, and if there's a forum you can talk about it, talk about it. But there's no reason to shout about it. There's no reason to be violent about it. I don't understand that whole violence thing. You're not going to change someone's opinion by being violent about that subject. So,
Well, to move on here, Bill O'Reilly, commentator, TV commentator, said that he estimates about 15% of people worldwide are truly evil. And the reason why there's more evil being perpetrated in the world is because people get validation from the virtual world now. Not the everyday world, and boundaries are being erased, and evil actions become legitimate.
I would agree.
Because
I don't
in
know if
the
I'd agree
virtual
with that.
world, you don't get any opposition to your beliefs.
Yeah.
You get on a Discord server with people who think exactly like you.
Yep.
And you can say whatever you want to say, and nobody checks you. There's no checks and balances.
Correct.
There's no opposition to your hatred.
Right.
And the boundaries drop, and all of a sudden, you say, I want to shoot somebody, or kill somebody, or erase somebody, or do away with somebody, and there's nobody there to check you.
Yeah. Yes.
And then lunatics, like this Tyler Robinson, this 20-year-old alleged assassin.
Not alleged. You and I both know he did it.
Well, in modern world, in the legal world, you got to say alleged until he's proved guilty.
You don't have
That's
to. You don't have to, and I don't have to, because we're not.
That's right. We know he did it. He was arraigned yesterday at 5 p.m. And here are his charges. Aggravated murder, 2 counts of obstruction of justice, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, 2 counts of witness tampering, and commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child. He faces the firing squad in Utah.
I mean, I personally think that in that case, it's here's my total beliefs in this whole thing. Oh, Anne says there's no justification for cold-blooded murder of someone just because of that opinion. I totally agree with that. My belief is this.
Yes, Anne, you are absolutely correct.
And I believe that he should die, because if you saw him, there was no remorse. They were talking about.
Oh no, and he's not helping. He's not cooperating with the investigation. So I have no mercy for him in my heart.
Right, and he doesn't have any. He probably still believes he was right. He probably still thinks that he should have killed him. And I really think that someone with a mindset like that, I don't want him on the streets. I don't ever want him on the streets, and I don't want to pay for him to be in jail. I would donate the bullets. I just personally just think that someone like that is not going to ever be a productive part of society. He's going to be a leech on the world, not because of anything other than he didn't have a problem killing that guy. I mean, he was proud that he thought he got away with it. He changed his clothes before he went up on the roof. He changed his clothes when he got back down. He had ditched the gun. He had ditched his clothes. I mean, the guy, he thought, oh, look what I did. Those people that kill people like that, all they're looking for is the fame. And let's show what fame is worth. It's worth a bullet. If you put a bullet, and I think we should make sure that he goes the same way, or make it longer, let him die slowly. I think that people like that are never going to be a productive part of a society. There's no reason to keep them around. There's no reason for us to pay their bills to be alive. he's going to have a miserable life inside because he's probably going to get raped by some big guys and stuff like that. He may want that. I mean, he's dating a trans. I can't imagine that his partner would have been okay with that too. And if his partner's okay with that, then we got a second problem because that would be like.
Well, the partner hasn't been charged yet, but the partner is cooperating.
Yeah.
Here's the evidence. Parents and friends say he had become a leftist extremist in the past few years. They have his DNA on a screwdriver and a towel used to cover the rifle.
Mm.
They have chat room logs where he admitted killing Charlie Kirk. Prosecutors say that Robinson left a note under his keyboard for his roommate, transgender partner, and quote, "I had the opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk and I'm going to take it." Text messages after the shooting, Robinson confessed to his roommate, who asked him why he did it, and Robinson referred to Kirk's hatred, saying, "Some hate can't be negotiated out."
Well,
when the roommate asked Robinson if he was joking, Robinson responded, "I am still okay, my love, but I am stuck here for a little while longer. Shouldn't be long until I come home, but I gotta grab my rifle still. To be honest, I hope to keep this secret until I die of old age. I am sorry to indulge you."
Wow. Well, it sounds like the trans woman was not involved in this. And it's funny because Kimmel was also wrong in saying that that his father minister, who was it totally had all the details wrong when he gave his speech too. His father, the minister, turned him in. No, his father, the minister, didn't turn him in. His minister,
he told a friend, and the friend turned him in.
Yes, and his friend was the minister who was also involved in law enforcement. That was not his father. So I don't know. It's such a shame to think that. We were always talked about the millennials. This is not the millennials. This is beyond the millennials. This is the younger than millennials. So it's really weird. Really weird.
Well, this guy, I've written down here that his lawyers, who is saying the God for him, is going to go for an insanity plea.
Oh, jeez.
And supposedly in Utah, that's the hardest thing to get.
Hmm.
But the evidence is that he ditched the gun in the woods with a towel wrapped around it in order to retrieve it later.
I thought he ditched it on one of the streets that had a big giant bush and stuff. Was it in the woods?
Yeah, you're right.
That was right by the road too, right by houses and stuff. He was walking really strange. They have video of him where he was walking with a limp, and they said that's where they think he had the gun. They have a lot of footage. Man, nowadays you can't get away with anything.
There's footage everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of footage. Oh, here he is. Here he is walking down the street. Oh, here he is 2 more blocks down there from another guy's Ring door camera or whatever it is. That's the Ring door camera is the greatest thing and the worst thing if you're a criminal that has ever happened. So I love mine. I think it's awesome. They could have gotten footage from a Tesla too if they walked by a Tesla.
Well, they're also looking into some left-wing LGBTQ plus groups.
Okay.
They're looking at. They don't know if it's true, but they're looking at it to know if anybody knew of the plan beforehand, and whether they gave support assistance or money.
Right.
For the hit.
Oh, I never thought of that. It's interesting.
So, I hope that's not true.
That would be sad.
I hope it's not true at all, but they're looking at it.
Yeah.
So the rifle was gifted to him by a family member.
Okay.
And when father spoke to son on the phone, Robinson implied he planned to take his own life.
Well, they should have let him do that. Would have saved
But
us
the
all.
parents persuaded him to come home.
Jeez. I think they should have
That's where we're at today.
They should have left him finish it. You know, that would have
And
saved
it would
us
have
all.
saved the taxpayers a lot of money.
Yeah. Well. Jeez.
So that's bad, but let me tell you a scary one. This
Okay.
is very, very real, true, and scary.
Okay.
20 Russian drones flew into Poland on Wednesday, September 10th, on the way to Ukraine. Poland responded by shooting down most of them. And they enacted Article 4 of the NATO treaty, and now there's Operation Eastern Sentry, where NATO troops and military equipment are being sent to Poland on September 12th. Denmark is sending 2 F-16 fighting falcons. France is sending 3 F-18 Super Hornets. Germany is sending 4 F-15 Eagles, and they're sending advanced and experimental drones that they're going to test, and the others are going to be used as weapons to deter Russia.
Wow.
Also, Romania confirmed that Russian drones had violated their territory as well, late Saturday, September 13th. 7,000 Russians are training in Belarus against Western forces, in forcing Poland to close the border and place 40,000 troops on the Belarus border. Now, Russia used the same training exercise in 2021 to set up for the invasion of Ukraine in February of 2022. Latvia and Lithuania reported similar drone incursions as well, and they've closed their border with Belarus also. This is scary because what's happening is Moscow is probing for NATO weaknesses.
Okay.
So NATO is considering a no-fly zone, a 10-mile wide no-fly zone, which will allow NATO to shoot down any Russian drones that come in to the no-fly zone.
Wow.
And Russia doesn't like this and has threatened war with NATO. This would start World War III. Medvedev, the deputy chairman of the Russian Security Council, has threatened war. Moscow and Belarus have given conflicting narratives of how the drones got there. One is that the incursion was accidental. The other said that they were Ukrainian drones. And then some say that Poland had already declared war on Russia. The point is to undermine NATO in the eye of the EU. Okay?
Yeah.
And it's a pretext for war with NATO. And here's the problem, Mike. NATO has an Article 5,
Okay.
which means an attack on one NATO country is an attack on all NATO countries.
That's correct.
The United States is a member of NATO.
Mm-hmm.
So if Poland gets attacked, which Poland thinks they're the next Ukraine, Poland is next after Russia takes care of Ukraine, we're going to be pulled in because Poland is a NATO nation.
Okay.
So that means the United States will have to go to war with Russia, along with the rest of Europe.
But the rest of Europe would be there too. I mean, we aren't going to be alone.
No, we're not going to be alone. But you know who
the
major fighting force will be, and you know who the best soldiers are.
I mean, what else can we do?
Ukraine. And you know who won World War I and World War II? It was us.
So my question comes back to: so is Ukraine thing over?
No.
And why aren't we fighting for the? I mean, if Ukraine is part of the thing too, right?
No, Ukraine is not part of NATO, and it's not part of
that's
the
why
EU.
we're not involved yet. Okay.
That's why Russia took them first.
Okay. But we were talking
And
like what
Putin,
we should
and
be
every
involved.
time Putin and Trump talk, the night after they talk, they send drones into Ukraine to kill civilians. See, Ukraine is just taking out military sites. Putin is taking out civilians.
Okay.
He's an evil, evil man. Now, President Trump wants the EU to stop buying Russian oil and national gas, putting extreme pressure on Russia's economy. And President Trump wants the EU to impose extreme sanctions on Russia. The problem is that the EU, European Union, Europe,
Right.
depends on Russian oil and national gas.
Okay.
And we don't, because of Biden, we don't produce enough oil and national gas to supplement Europe for turning off the spigot to Russia. So really, Biden has put us in a terrible position.
Right.
He's put the European Union in a terrible position. Right? President Trump also wants the EU to raise tariffs on China for its support of Russia.
Right.
But that's a problem because Europe gets most of its stuff from China.
Right.
And they, like everybody else, wants the cheap China products. So they don't want to raise tariffs on China. Russia has been using cyber attacks and sabotage already on the European Union. Drones are just the next logical step. So my take is that Europe needs to cut buying oil and natural gas from Russia, and they need to impose a 10-mile no-fly zone, even if it takes Russia off, and they should impose tariffs on India and China. But there is doubt that the EU will do any of that.
Right.
Any of it. And all those things could cause World War III.
Yes.
We're at a very dangerous junction. That's why I've entitled this Evil in the World Today, because Putin is pure evil. He is a psychopath. And we could be at war very quickly.
Yeah.
And then lastly, it's the Israeli-Hamas problem. Monday, September 15th, Marco Rubio said that diplomacy won't bring peace and Hamas must surrender in the Gaza Strip. And he's basically saying that the Israeli Defense Forces must destroy them with a land war in Gaza City. So on yesterday, on the 16th, the IDF started its ground war in Gaza City with 10,000 troops. 2 divisions or armored divisions are already in the city, and 1 is coming. Right? Now the other problem is that Israel attacked Qatar, which is a supposedly neutral country, because they host Hamas leadership. And Israel shot a missile into a hotel where the Hamas leadership is supposedly meeting. They didn't get Hamas leadership, but this has really angered the Arab world, because it's one thing to attack Hamas in Palestine; it's another to attack Hamas in a neutral country.
Okay.
Israel may have been a big mistake there. See, the problem with Qatar is they host Hamas, but they're the mediators between Israel, Hamas, and the United States. And the other kicker is that Qatar has the biggest U.S. base in the Middle East.
Okay.
We need Qatar.
Okay.
And so Trump is furious that Israel bombed or shot a missile into Qatar.
Right.
So,
man, oh day.
It's really a mess, Mike.
Where's it going to stop?
Not that we'll be carried into this war, but this thing could expand into a major Mideastern war.
Right. This could be the big one. You never know. I mean, because well, I mean, there's. I mean, I'd hate to see anybody at war, and specifically to kill. I mean, we could wipe Russia out with a bomb like we did with Japan, but that's. Oh, there's a lot of
But
innocent.
Russia would fire back.
Yeah, but who's to say they won't start it? They won't shoot us first.
Well, they've already threatened tactical nuclear weapons. I used to be in artillery, and 155 howitzers I believe 155 howitzers can shoot nuclear armor tipped warheads. So, if there's anybody out there listening that is currently in artillery, you can correct me. But I believe 155 howitzers can do it. And they've already threatened tactical nuclear weapons on the battlefield. They would not hesitate to do it, I believe.
I think we should send Tyler over there.
I'd put him in a 155 howitzer and shoot him. Now, Gaza City is home to 1 million people. 600,000 people have already left. But there's 400,000 people left in Gaza City. Israel's got to let them leave. Because they're going to wipe out Gaza City. It's going to be urban warfare, door-to-door urban warfare, like we fought in Iraq and Afghanistan. It's going to create a lot of death on the Hamas side, on the Palestinian side, and on the Israel IDF forces. A lot of people are going to die.
That's such a shame. We had finally, gotten away from people killing each other like that, and went a couple of years without anybody doing it, and then boom, Russia had to be a big bully and start. Well, I guess that's not true. I guess there have always been. Have we had any time that there wasn't war?
No, not in recorded history. There's been a few years of peace without a major war, but there are minor wars all over the world.
Yeah.
Now, Trump ran as a peace president.
Right. And he got stuck with a lot of Biden's crap.
Yes.
Because, I mean, when he left office, he had successfully stopped a lot of wars that were going down. So, I don't know. I just wonder where we're headed. I don't know. I hope this.
So some people think Israel's evil, and some people, I believe, Hamas is evil. Putin is evil, and this Tyler Robinson is evil. We're in a very evil age, and it's getting scary.
It is scary. I don't even know what to think about it. It's really weird.
So, yeah. So that's my brightening repertoire for the day, Mike.
Well, nice of you to bring that into our existence. Oh, man. I just don't even know what to think about it because, it seems like we've seen so many wars that in our lifetime, just our lifetime, and eventually we're going to run out of time too. I mean, it's just the bottom line. I don't know. We've been lucky enough not. Well, I don't know if it's luck, but I don't know. It scares me. It scares me a lot.
We're technically fighting a war with China right now.
Okay.
Diplomatically.
Okay.
But it could easily turn to guns. Trump has shifted our focus away from the Middle East towards China.
Okay.
And now we've got this major conflict in the Middle East, and we can't fight 3 wars at once.
Right.
If we have to fight Russia, the Middle East, and China, We can't do all three. We're going to have to pick and choose.
China.
Right.
And
And how do you pick and choose which
now
one you're
we've
going to
got
fight?
this major conflict in
True.
the Middle East, and we can't
scary.
fight
Because
three wars
we're
at once.
backing
If we
Europe,
have to
we're
fight
backing
Russia,
Israel,
the
and
Middle
we're
East, and
backing
China,
everybody else in
we
the
can't do all
Pacific
three.
against China.
Right.
We just
We're
don't
going to
have
have
the
to
money
pick
and
and
the
choose.
resources to fight 3 wars.
Right. Who would?
And how do you pick and choose which one you're going to fight?
But do we want to fight 3 wars?
And the thing is, it costs us a lot more
Because
money
we're
to fight a war than
backing Europe,
everybody else
we're
because it's
backing
our
Israel, and we're
resources that we're
backing
using.
everybody else in the
They're
Pacific
using our
against
weapons, our
China.
artillery guns, our missiles, our cruise missiles.
We just
That's
don't
who
have the
makes all
money and the
this stuff.
resources to
Right.
fight 3 wars.
That's kind of scary.
Europe buys from us.
And do we want to
Europe
fight 3
buys our
wars?
planes, they buy our missiles, they buy our artillery.
Yeah.
They're using our
NATO
weapons,
has
our
a
artillery
rifle
rounds.
round
That's who
common
makes
for
all this stuff.
weapons in Europe.
We do.
Who do you think makes all the rifle rounds?
Right.
The Brits.
Europe buys
We
from
do.
us.
Yeah.
Europe buys our planes. They buy our missiles. They buy our
So I don't mean to bring you down
artillery.
or bum out your audience, but you know what? It's something we
NATO
have to
has a
consider.
rifle round that's
It's
common to
in
all
the news.
weapons
I
in
mean,
Europe.
we
Who do you
talk
think
about
makes all the
everything,
rifle
so, I mean,
rounds?
we really have to talk about
The
things
bullets.
don't
We
like
do.
to talk about. So that's what it comes down to. Yeah.
So I don't mean to
It's
bring you
crazy.
down or bum out your audience, but you know what?
All right.
It's something
Okay,
we
so
have
let
to
me do something
consider.
like 10 undeniable reasons communist China is better than the United States.
Okay.
You want to hear?
Hold on. She's here.
Okay,
Hold
they're
on,
better
hold on.
because in the last 4 years there's been no global pandemics.
Okay. Let me check something here.
Total freedom of
Hold on.
speech in your 4x4 confinement cell.
Okay, so let me do something like
Hold on a second.
10
There's a
undeniable.
million places to learn kung fu. Everybody knows kung fu in China.
Everybody was.
The government will
China.
harvest all your extra unnecessary organs for free.
Okay.
Gay characters are edited out of all movies.
I believe that.
The president is the most handsome fellow in the world, and if you don't look like him, and he doesn't look like anything like Winnie the Pooh. Have you ever seen Chief? He looks like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Nobody has to deal with the hassles of election. Everybody has gongs.
Everybody has what?
And slave labor keeps production costs very low.
Yes, it does.
And it's authentic Chinese food. So living in China is better than living in the United States.
Well, I don't know about that.
Hey, do you want to know how to lose your man card?
Sure. I mean, I already do know how because I've lost it a couple times.
Linger too long on a soccer game when you're flipping through channels.
What?
You
Okay.
know what a joist is. You don't really know what a joist is. You go to therapy.
Oh, that's not me. Never
You
been.
use an emoji other than thumbs up.
I refuse to use emojis.
Use a napkin when your shirt sleeve is good enough.
That's right.
Ask for help at Home Depot.
Oh, never, never.
Fold your laundry
Uh-oh. I don't fold it, though. I usually put it on a hanger.
and sneeze quietly.
Well, I guess that means you've lost your man card a couple times.
I've lost my man card many times.
See that? I'm the man of this place. Nobody's going to tell me I can't use my sleeve as a napkin. But then again, I haven't been married that long. All my marriages have lasted only, well, let's see. Actually, I was married about almost 19 years with one of them. So, but she accepted me.
That's a long time, Mike.
She accepted me for who I was. So, even though I was a jerk most of the time. That's funny. Well, we could try. We got a couple things. You got more, or are you done?
No, we can go on now to you.
We got a
I
couple.
just thought I'd try to
One
liven
thing-
it up a little
One
bit.
thing we got to do today is Mike hates. Yes, yes. She put in Mike hates Home Depot. She's right. I will not spend money at Home Depot ever, ever, ever. I'm a Lowe's guy. But the reason for it is stupid. But it's the kind of thing of a guy has to do. You have to stand up for yourself, right? I mean, we're guys.
That's right.
I one time went to Home Depot and I put about, I don't know, I probably had 6, 7 things in my cart. And I went to check out and I gave them the credit card. Everything looked good. I went to I went 6 feet, 6 feet from the counter. It wasn't a crowded day. 6 feet from the counter. I got stopped by security. He wanted to see my receipt. I said, really? You're going to check my receipt? I walked from there to here. You're going to check my receipt? He said, I have to check your receipt. I said, you're seriously going to check my receipt from here to there? He said, yes. I said, I want credited for everything. I'm returning it all right now. And I never went back. Except I went back with my sister because she forced me to go. But I did not buy anything. I will not buy anything. I will never say anything good about them at all. Just because that little incident. That's how much of a man I am.
Well,
I stick to my principles.
we go to Lowe's also because they give me a veterans discount.
That's why, yeah. They don't give me a veterans discount because none of that. But yeah, that's it. America. All right. Now we could do a couple different things. We could play. I want to play this song sometime tonight. It's a song that Ken and I wrote about 9/11, and I should have played it last week, but you know, I forgot that it was that 9/11 was right around the corner. We could do that. We could try to play these these RIPs if you want, and then I've also got stuff on part 2 of the show, which I've got stuff like things that were well. You talked about Charlie Kirk a little bit. I have some stuff about Charlie Kirk, but it may be stuff you already talked about. I have to look at it. Yeah, see, it's arrested. That's LGBTQ. Yeah. Yeah, all the Charlie Kirk stuff I don't have to do because we actually kind of talked about it already. So I'm going to delete.
You know, Charlie did say some very controversial things,
Well, you shouldn't have to die for it.
but he shouldn't have to die for it.
I don't agree with. The thing is, it's like this. There's nobody that I have 100% agreement with everything. Nobody, and there should be no one. We should always have our beliefs and not have to, compromise what we really truly believe. But we also don't kill people for that. It's just one of those things. I mean, we're people. We should, there since the beginning of time, there's always been things that we may not agree with, but we don't kill people for that. That's the thing, and I don't get it. I don't get why they felt that they could do that. It's something is wrong with that. I'm sure that Abraham Lincoln probably feels the same way about it. He probably would have wanted people to speak their mind, not kill him, but speak their mind. That's been since the beginning of time. If you don't agree with someone, so you kill them. That doesn't work for me. It doesn't work in a civilized world out there that you can have a disagreement with people. You just don't have to. Home Depot gives a veterans a 10% discount. Okay, I don't like Home Depot though. They could give me a 50% discount, and I might go down. But that's beside the point. They could buy my love. Anyway, so do you want me to try to do these? You haven't heard anything that played. You didn't hear any of the sounds from the.
I haven't heard any sound at all. When you play the intro and outro, I hear nothing.
Shoot, I don't know why that is. I can put my microphone next to the thing and see if you hear it. I really need you. No, I don't need you to do this. I would like you. I don't know if I ever played this song for you or not. The 9/11 thing. We wrote a song that was, and we did a video about it too. And yeah, I'd really like you to hear the song because I know that you were there. Why don't you talk about 9/11 a little bit?
Okay.
I mean, you were there. You can probably talk about it more than any of us because you were there. I mean, you were there after the big thing, but that's a big thing, but to be there at all.
Well, I'll tell you a couple things. When I first got there, they had energy companies coming in. They tried to turn off all the power to the buildings
Oh
so
yeah.
that you could safely walk through the buildings. There were Arab-looking people working for the energy companies. Well, the security, including the U.S. Army, marched them out immediately. They didn't. Once they realized they were Arab-looking people, Middle Eastern-looking people were part of the contingent of workers, they were removed immediately.
Wow.
They weren't safe.
Wow.
They weren't safe. Some police officers and firemen would not go home after their shift of working on the pit. They slept at the pit. And at our feeding site, we had tents of supplies. And people and women and men would come over and strip down naked, wipe themselves with wipings, and then put on clean underwear and get dressed again and go back to work.
That's crazy. I mean, not crazy. It's I don't know what it is. I couldn't do that. I would be so scared. I'd be afraid to go anywhere near those buildings. And these people were going in and out of them. Dogs were out there trying to find the people. I mean, there's so much I had read about that. I'm a coward. I would be so scared that I wouldn't come back out.
Well, what I did was carry water into the pit and offer to talk to anybody, pray with anybody, and just listen to their stories. And I heard horrendous stories. One story, the worst story I heard, was this one worker who had to go in the pit. He found it, his dog found a human being that was halfway in the pit and halfway hanging out.
Wow.
They couldn't dislodge him. They couldn't get his upper body. His upper body was smashed.
Oh.
So they had to cut the lower body off with a chainsaw so that the family had something.
Wow. That's horrifying. It's horrifying for the family and horrifying for you as for anyone.
And for me listening to it.
And just, yeah.
And I just remember the worker was in shock. He was just absolutely in shock. And of course, I listened to it, and I got a little shocked by it too.
I would imagine.
But on an uplifting note, there was what I called the restaurant at the end of the universe.
Oh yeah.
And it was a burned out restaurant. Front was destroyed, but the inside was still intact.
Wow.
And outside they had fire pits. And they were cooking food for the workers. And they would have steak and salmon and cod and lobster and clams, because all these restaurants were sending in food to this restaurant.
Wow.
So you had excellent cuisine every night. And I ate there every night. I didn't eat at our canteen where we were serving. I ate at the restaurant.
Don't blame you.
There was much better food. And the thing is that every night there'd be another movie star or Broadway star there. And I remember talking to Sigourney Weaver. See, I'm not really up on movie stars or Broadway stars, as all your audience knows. But anyhow, I do know Sigourney Weaver from there.
Yeah.
And so I talked to her in line. There was nobody behind me, so I talked to her.
Wow.
And she's just a regular human being.
Oh, I know.
She's just a regular human being. No uppity airs at all. Just a and I really enjoyed myself, and sat down with firemen, and they would talk to me because I had my uniform on. I was accepted there as one of them because I wore a uniform, and they knew I was a chaplain. And they would only talk in depth to their chaplains, right? Because they wouldn't go to a psychiatrist or a therapist because that would be admitting a problem.
Well, and
But they would talk to their chaplains, and most of their chaplains were Catholic.
and being a guy, we're conditioned to do that, and
They go back to their police stations and firehouses and do gallows humor.
yeah, because that's what we're taught.
That's how they deal with the stress and the PTSD.
Right. Yeah. That's crazy. I don't know.
And the last thing I want to share is the mood. The mood in the recovery, the mood when we were still looking for people. Everybody was pulling together, and everybody had hope, and everybody was on fire, and everybody had energy. And as soon as they moved to the bulldozers and the cranes to come in and take away the debris, everything changed. I didn't want to be there anymore.
Right.
After they brought in the bulldozers and the cranes.
Because you have to admit the defeat to a lot of the people that may not have made it out, and that there may not be any people you can get beyond what you already found. It's sad.
So, and one other thing, the emergency workers, the people that dug through, actually went into the pit and dug down into the depths of the pit looking for people.
Right.
They were from all over the world. There was Japanese, Mexican, South Americans, Europeans, Africans.
Wow.
They're from all over the world coming to New York City to help. It was quite a sight.
I really applaud everyone that jumped in and did what they didn't have to do. They did what they felt they should do. Those are real heroes. Is the people that jumped in.
And as angry as they were at what happened, if they were given a gun and would have gone to Afghanistan looking for Osama bin Laden, they would have found him and they would have killed him.
It's sad.
And no one refused prayer, Mike. No one refused prayer. When I offered to pray for people, and I was very careful how I prayed.
Right.
Because I didn't want to infringe on anybody's personal beliefs. But I used the generic God. But nobody refused prayer, Mike. Nobody. It was the most wonderful thing as a pastor I've ever experienced. The churches were filled for about 3 weeks. For a minister of the gospel, it was a great time. But then normalcy set in and all that went away.
Right. Wow.
My wife got to go. She went there a couple weeks afterwards. She was there.
I went a couple years after that. No, it had to be like 10 years after that. And it still was a mess, and it was I don't even know how to explain it. It was so weird to go there and not see those buildings there. And every time I go to New York, I just look around saying that this is different than it. I mean, our lives have changed so much because of that. So
we know we can be touched by evil.
Yeah, we can't be too comfortable, and I think we did get too comfortable, and it still doesn't make sense what they did to me, because I mean, I guess because we're thinking about not wanting to harm another person, and these people went in with intent to kill as many people as possible, including themselves. I mean, I can't imagine that whole mindset of we're going to die in this airplane, and taking you with us. You know, that attitude.
72 virgins, Michael, 72 virgins.
Yeah, I don't care how many virgins. I don't want to die.
You know, they don't like gays, so I hope every single one of their virgins are male.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They could, and they can take along, what's his face too? Take along, Killer.
Totally.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just never could understand the whole, you know, killing somebody first off, and then killing someone knowing that you're going to die too, and put yourself in that situation. That would be the furthest situation I'd be in. I don't
It's the only way a Muslim can guarantee going to heaven is to die as a martyr.
Well,
there is no guarantee that Allah will accept you other than dying as a martyr.
Yeah. I don't know. It's really weird. It's
a whole mindset I can't comprehend.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's beyond comprehension. It just doesn't make sense to me. I value my life so much that I would never sit myself in that situation. Here's another story that's moved away from that a little bit. Trump deploys National Guard to Memphis. Did you have any opinions about that?
Well, the governor invited him in, so he's not facing court. He's not facing legal action.
Okay.
The Memphis mayor doesn't like it, but there's nothing he can do about it.
Okay.
So, because there's a Republican governor.
Okay.
So he still is threatening to go into Chicago.
Yes, he is.
With National Guard.
Oh, man. Our own world.
Trump is pushing the limits of presidential authority.
Yes, he's making new ones up too.
He's just making them up out of thin air.
He's like, oh, let's try this today. You know, he's got some big cojones, and you know, I'd like to say, you know, I like that he does that, but I really don't know if I like. I mean, I believe in challenging the system to a certain degree, but where's it going to end is what I'm thinking. You know, I keep thinking that there's something.
Well, it's going to end in the Supreme Court because all of these cases are going to the Supreme Court.
And do we really have time to do that? I mean, we got a lot of stuff on our plate.
The Supreme Court is very busy and Trump is clogging their schedule.
I just don't know. I just don't know if it's worth it. So, it's weird. But what else we got?
Hey, just as a note, today in New York, Pennsylvania, 3 law enforcement officers were killed and 2 others were injured.
From what?
I think they were bringing you to a Hispanic gentleman. Don't quote me on it, but I think the evidence is so far that's what happened. And killed 3 officers and injured 2 others resisting arrest.
Oh, man.
So that's kind of close to home.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Evil in the world, Michael. Evil in the world.
There's a lot of evil in the world. Did you see that Tesla poised to offer Elon Musk nearly $1 trillion pay package?
Yes.
But
he's got his work cut out because he has to earn it.
Well, he does. But you know what? I'll tell you what. Whether you like him or hate him or whatever, he works. He works hard. He does work hard for his money. He makes sure that he's, you know, he may be in control, but he works hard to get what he gets. So, you know, and they got this new thing that they have, they call them loyalty reps. People that buy Tesla now have a loyalty rep. When I bought my Tesla back in 2018 or whatever it was, they didn't have loyalty reps then. They didn't have loyalty reps last year. And when I went to return my car at the last return, they didn't have a guy to guide me. They got a guy now. He's aggressive to. He's aggressive, but he works for his money too. His main goal is when you're on a lease to get you in another lease or to get you to buy a car or whatever. And he does really try hard. He's been trying to get me to buy another car, and uh, I let's just the thing is that crime has been way out of hand for the past years, and they let too much slide. Now there's insanity. It's time to take charge of the places that are complacent with crime. Yes, I agree with that. Um, so, um, so he's offered me a couple different things, and I turned him down on a couple different things. I told him that I can get into a lease at Lucid and get more miles and be able to drive cheaper, really, with a longer range, which is what I wanted for less money. Uh, they're doing lease deals for half the price my car is for the same cost of the car. And I told him I don't want a lease as expensive as I have now. So he keeps trying to move me into that thing. And if it was the car that I wanted to keep, I would take him up on it. But now, the last deal he offered me, which is actually quite attractive, he offered to get me a 2026 version of my car. Now they didn't do that many upgrades to it. That's the big thing I'm trying to tell him is why would I trade my car in for a newer version of my car that's exactly like my car? They've done a few changes, but really not the ones I'm looking for. I'm looking for the newer batteries. I'm looking for more range, and and some of the things I know that are coming. Like there's a van that's supposedly coming. They have not announced it yet, but I'd really like the van because the traveling end of what I'm doing, would be interesting. And one thing that he offered me that I am interested in is buying another car like mine, but this one has full self-driving like mine, but it also has lifetime charging for free. Now you got my interest, but they're still too expensive. But he offered me a special deal. Uh, it's still a little more than I want, but I would consider it because if I have to stick with this car for 3 or 4 years till they come out with what I want, that would work. But I want the price of the lease. Well, I don't want to lease it, but if I have to lease it, I want the lease price to be less than what I'm paying now because it's too much.
Mike, if you're driving all these miles to New Jersey every week, is a lease isn't going to work for you,
No,
is it?
but the idea is this. Here's my thoughts. I could put a higher amount down on the car and bring that price down to what I want it to be monthly. I could take it out of my retirement. What I will do is, because this computer on this one is good for full self-driving, I'll get it with the full self-driving. I own, what I'll do is, with the price drop down because of the bigger down payment, so to speak, my lease payment will be half what I want it to do. And then at the end of the lease, I buy out that one, I keep it, then I sell the second Tesla that I have here because we don't need it then, and that one doesn't have the upgradability that this one would have. So there's a method to my madness.
Or you could give that Tesla to me for my birthday, and let me ride around town as showing off my Tesla.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, I don't think that would be a good idea because you being of the church, you don't want to be driving a car like that. People are gonna there's a lot of hate in Tesla. People will reach out and they'll pee on your car, they'll scratch your car. I mean, I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that for you. I respect you too much.
and I couldn't afford to get it fixed. So
Well, yeah, well, try not to wreck it, and you don't need to because there's no maintenance on it. So that's the problem is that there's no maintenance. But if you if you did, and if you have good insurance, it doesn't matter what the whole thing is. But the thing is, that's one thing that
well, I thought, not to change the subject, but I thought you were looking at a Lucid.
I was, and I still am considering a Lucid. I found a Lucid that I could buy outright for a pretty good price. It's 4 or 5 hours away. I don't mind. I could drive down to that. That's no big deal. Um, my fear is Lucid is not doing well financially because people are. I mean, they make a high-end car, and if you don't have a high-end person to buy it, I mean, this one's at a pretty good price. Though this one's probably the cost. Okay, so a new Model Y you would buy for roughly 40 to 50,000 loaded. Okay, or it could be as high as 60 if you're loading it with, depending on how you're loading it. The new X that I would be getting is about 102,000 with the full self-driving and with the free charging for life. It's still very expensive. The Lucid you can get a brand new one at 850 for the lease, or the same price for the as the X, and you wouldn't get free charging or free self-driving because they don't have a full self-driving that's quite the same. But I found a Lucid that only has less than the one has less than 10,000 miles. The other one has less than like 15,000, and they're around 60. That is enticing to me because that's about the price I want to get into. But I'm also seeing used Teslas that are rebuilt and have like under 10,000 miles that I could pick up for 55. It's a brand new car. It only has, like the one has 5,000 miles on it. The other one has like, I don't know, it's under 20. And you can get those cars and I don't mind a rebuild. I don't care. To me, that's okay as long as it's returned to factory specs and has the full batteries and everything. I don't mind that because you got yourself a brand new car for a fraction of the price. And if it depreciates say I bought a new car in 3 or 4 years. Okay, let's say it depreciates from 55,000 to 45,000. Who cares? Still a good deal. So I'm looking at one of them, and it's a possibility I may end up going with that route because I could still have the car I like, the X, or I found an S, 2023 S, and I could pick that up at around 55, which is still cheaper than I could buy my X out. So, and it has less miles. And then I was looking at the Cybertrucks. I could buy a Cybertruck and get the same free self-driving and the same free charging. Or if you bought a Cyber Beast, it includes charging. And so I thought about that too. I've been looking at all options. I just don't have an answer yet. I got to come up with an answer.
I think Teslas are good-looking cars, but I don't like the truck.
I don't really necessarily like their truck, but I would take it for the right price because being a musician, I'd like to have a place to throw my equipment when I need it. And there are times I've needed a pickup and didn't have a pickup. I mean, there's advantages to that, but the range on the Cybertruck is worse than the X. So that's the thing. That means I'd be charging more often, and I want to be charging less. That's why The Lucid is a nice thing, but if I bought the Model S, that's about 400 miles on a charge. And if you bought a new one, you're probably looking at 450 miles to a charge. So, but you're still at a premium if you bought a brand new one, but you could get free self-driving and free lifetime charging on those too. So those,
Well,
if I'm looking
how
for
much does
range,
a charge cost you, Nick?
well, okay, so I
Complete
figured,
charge.
okay,
How
so
much does it cost
I
you?
thought, okay, so if you bought it without self-charging and without the full self-driving and without the charging, it would run you about 77, give or take. So if you get it with the full self-driving, you're looking at 102 or 103. Okay, so I thought about that. Self-driving is about 8,500. Okay, so put that on the 77, and then I thought about, okay, so if I drove like I drive, now it's different, but when I was driving before I was going to school every week, um, if I charged once a week outside of outside, it came out to about $2,500 a year, give or take, for as much driving as I do now, without any extraneous trips. So 2,500 a year. Now I do more driving than that because I have the school now, so I'm driving once a week. I'm going at least once a week. I'm going to New Jersey, so that's another probably. I'm going to say that's another. Let's say $30 a week. So $30 a week plus the 2,500. It probably would be you get your money back on the driving on the electric just in the first 2 years. After that, it's all gravy. So when you think about it like that, if I wanted to take a trip coast to coast, you know, it'd be nice to not have to put it on my credit card. When I go down to Florida and back, I think it's on the way down. I usually take 7 charging stations, because I go to see Rich first, and then I'm in Myrtle Beach, and I end up wasting gas or electric down there. But on the way back, it was probably 5 charging stations, 4 or 5. So that's about 900 miles or so. So not seems a little high. Would be 4, probably 4. So it's probably 4 charges on the way back and 5 or 6 on the way down, because I take the long way by Myrtle Beach.
Now, if you lease and you put all that mileage on your car, that would blow the lease. Just the mileage alone.
I'm at capacity. I'm actually over the lease now by about maybe 1,000 miles. I'll be over probably by about 2,000 miles when it's all said and done.
And they're going to charge you for it.
Yes, they are. But if I make a deal with this guy, I'm going to tell him he's got to absorb that extra. And he said I can buy extra miles if I have to. So either way, it's too late. I can't change that now. It's over. I was right on target, and then I bought this school, and that ran my numbers up because of the school. So I got to eat that. But when I look at it, it's like it's either way. I'm not going to win this. It just sucks because this particular deal turned out to be a bad deal. But the next deal is going to be better, because if I lease, I'm going to lease with the option to buy, and I'm going to put a big down payment down. The problem with buying my car now is that it's upside down. I can't buy my car because I'm going to pay more than it's worth. So if I do it the other way, where I can afford to buy it when I'm done, then we're talking, I may not make out on the lease. Like a lot of people buy them because they can buy a car like mine or drive a car like mine at under the value. But I'm not playing that game. I want to buy a car. So I'm looking at finding the best way to buy a car. So I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. I may end up buying a used one, or I may end up leasing, or I may end up going for the gambit and buying the brand new one and getting the free full charge. So I don't know. I have to think about it. I'm actually going to probably talk to them on the phone tomorrow, I think is, yeah, I'm supposed to talk to him tomorrow on the phone. So I will update you Tuesday on what I end up doing. And so far, we haven't been kicked off again. So I'm thinking that whatever I changed may have fixed it. So far, it's been pretty good about staying on. So I guess we could end it.
Yeah, we can end
We
it.
didn't do the RIPS, but you know, I could end it with the song, the video, and I'll send you the link to it so you can watch it at home.
Okay.
Because that's something that
Sounds good.
I think you'd appreciate it. See if you can hear it when I play it, and we'll just kind of, if so, that then I don't really have to. But I really, this is one of my, this is me and Ken wrote this song, and it's actually guitars by Rich. So my partner in the guitar business is the guitarist on this, and I don't remember how he ended up on it, but I didn't even know it was him. He goes, "Oh yeah, it's the one I played on," and I listened to it, and I thought, "Oh yeah, he did play on that." So it was really a good song. I want to see if you can hear it, though. You can hear my voice, right? So I'm going to put my microphone by the speaker and see if you can hear it. So that'll be a test and see if it works or not. Let me see. How do I do this? I gotta go. Let me see here. I think I put it on here. Did I put it on here? Let me see if I put it on my list of things. I think I did. Hold on. Let's see if we did it. Let's see. Library. Where's my library? There it is. Okay, let's see. I'm hoping you can hear it because it's kind of a cool video, but it's actually very. There's the song. Okay, let's see if this works or not. This is gonna be our last song, and then we're gonna. I guess we'll exit on this. So
Okay.
I'll make a full screen of it, and I'll drop us off of the picture and let everybody see this video. See if this works here. All right, there it is. All right. Hope you have a good week, and I'll talk to you guys. Oh, hold on. Darn it, darn it, darn it, darn it. What did I do? Why didn't it? Should have saw it. Oh, maybe there's nothing to play yet. Okay, here it goes. Let's see if this is, if you're gonna be able to see and hear this. I didn't try this song, so hopefully it'll work. I'm dropping us out, and oh, I did drop us out and drop us back in. Okay, here it goes. This is the song called I think it was it's a 9/11 tribute song. I think it's Massacre. Midnight. Oh wait, it's New York Massacre is what it's called. Okay, here it goes. I hope. Okay, I don't hear anything. Hopefully. Okay, it's not playing. Yay! Well, I don't know why. I see the people screaming, trying to get away. As the World Trade Towers down and crash away, it falls in New York, and New York, that's good. But inside we can say, it falls in New York, and New York, that's good. All is gone away. Looking for the future, a future you can see. The dark dimensions calling, the enemy on scene. Can you see the red sky? And now it's not a drill. The terrorist attacking and only wants to kill. It wasn't New York, and New York, and New York, that's good. All the assembly can say. It wasn't New York, and New York, and New York, that's good. War is going away. It was New York, and New York, and New York, that's good. All the assembly can say. It wasn't New York, and New York, and New York, that's good. War is going away.